Hi everyone, I wanted to give you a quick tour of my OT bag. This comes with me everywhere. This bag has been edited through the years, so there's things I've taken out, there's things that I've added on. It did not start this bowl when I started teaching, but I've developed it over time. So the first thing that I'm going to mention is my USB. Very important. This is where I keep all my most important lessons. I make sure I always bring this to any OT job. I would be lost without it. Next, I have my sunglasses. So if I'm on yard duty, I always keep these so that I can keep an eye on the kids safely. Next, I have some coloring pencils. Now, these are brand new because you can see I still have all of them. Usually it's not this neat and organized, which is okay. Something else that I have that I really like is this silly sentence starter. Now I got this at Scholar's Choice. It was on sale for $9.16, so I thought that was a good deal. I've used this a lot in literacy. It says grade 1 to 3, but I found it to be useful all the way up to grade 6 because you can modify it. But basically, students open it to any page. You can see there's 3 compartments, and it gives them ideas to write a story. So flip it open, it says, write a story about a library that no one likes. If students don't like that idea, they can flip through until they find an idea that they like. Next, I have some simple addition and subtraction cards. Now these can be modified any way that you want. For example, you could change these 2-digit numbers into 3-digit numbers and so on and so forth. And I found them to be really useful for different grades. Next, I always keep everything in plastic baggies because I find when you keep them in the packaging, the cardboard tends to rip and then your bag becomes a mess. So it's important to always keep this organized. I have my bag of incentives. Now it is July, or I guess it's August now. So this has been pretty picked over, but I generally have crafts, pencils, notepads, things like that. I don't like putting food in here because you never know about a child's allergies. And I really don't like using food as an incentive. I don't think that that's my place to do that. So yeah. Next, I actually have a few of these, just a regular old deck of cards. And now you can do a lot with these again for modification, for math, and different things like that. Games, if you have extra time. Next, I have my markers. So I make sure that they're all working. I do have whiteboard markers because when we do whiteboard work with the students, oftentimes the markers don't work. So this just saves me a little time trying to go through their bucket and find one that actually works. Sorry. Next, I have gloves. I buy these just at the dollar store. They've got the little grips on them for safety. I have given out a number of pair of gloves to students, those who are in need, those who forget them. So it's always nice to have a pair on you. Next, I have my Daily 5 book, which was gifted to me. So this has a lot of good lessons for various grade levels for language, if you ever need some ideas or inspiration. Next, I have another piece of literature. So I have, you can see this one's been used quite a lot. This is a physical literacy book. So for primary students, it's got a lot of games and activities like that for gym. And they can be modified for like up to grade 4, I would say. Next, I have construction paper. So I usually try to keep a good variety. This is pretty new. Usually I have a little less than this. But something else that I have that I really like, that I actually bought a few years ago and it's lasted me, is this Creative Shades multicultural construction paper. So I like to give students opportunities to represent themselves in different ways because I found a lot of times my students were really interested in making paper dolls, but the colors that we had in paper didn't really reflect skin tones. So for $3.99, This offers a variety of skin tones and students seem to really like it. Just a few more things. This bag is surprisingly not that heavy either. This was given to me by a teacher. As you can see, it's an instructional strategies book. It's provided by my board. I've highlighted some of the ones that I really like. I've taken out ones that I don't find work for me. But I found it to be really useful at times. So if I'm on break and I'm having a difficult day, I'll read through this book and try and find something that works. Some of the girls in my class last year were really into Monster High, so I couldn't resist picking this up for $2. Let's see. Oh, very important. I've got my pencils, sharp, ready to go. Don't have to deal with that. Here I have some basic multiplication. So if you want, you can play like a game of Around the World or have students, early finishers, work on this. And you can adapt it for different games, different activities, and things like that. I think we're getting near to the bottom. I usually keep dice in here also. However, I gave my dice to a teacher who was completely out and I forgot to grab them at the end of the day. So it is what it is. And then lastly, I actually have a few of these. I like to have Uno because you can have like 6 kids play at once. So if you have some early finishers, they can join in on a game. Yeah, I think it's really fun. And I liked that it was Ghostbusters when I bought this. That movie was all the rage. But that is my OT bag. It served me pretty well. I decided to buy a quality bag, so I really actually enjoyed using it. And thanks for watching.